This session is Building Globally Scalable Skilled Resources for the Current and Future Needs.
Thank you very much, Meherin. So this is the most exciting session you guys gonna be hearing. Remember, why are we here for? We're here all for Bangladesh, is that right? আমরা সবাই তো এখানে বাংলাদেশের জন্য, তাই তো? এই ব্যাপারে কারোর কোনো সন্দেহ আছে? Quick question. Why are we here for? Let's hear a little bit more. Why are we here for? Absolutely. I know we are in between lunch and a great session. So you don't want to miss it. And we're going to cut down our time. We'll give you the time back so you can have really good lunch. So again, what are we going to be talking about? How we can truly make a difference in the whole world by Bangladesh with skilled resources. With that, I'm going to ask the speakers to come in. And as you notice that we moved all the chairs. We're not going to be sitting down. We're going to be standing up. And second thing is that we're just going to be hearing and listening to this. First thing we're going to hear from Abu Bakr Hanif, and he's a true visionary. You will learn a lot from him. I'm going to give a very quick and short introduction of him. So Abu Bakr Hanif Bhai set up an organization called People and Tech, PIIT, People and Tech Information Institute of Technology. So what it did, it took somebody, and you're going to learn all from him. I don't want to spoil the surprises at this moment. He took people from anywhere, any Bangladeshi who came in and completely transformed them into a new skill set. Then he didn't stop there. He actually owns now a US university, which is a fully accredited university in Virginia. Now, not only that, there is a lot of other surprising stuff you will hear from him. Now, a lot of you already know Hanif Bhai. If you don't, I'm going to be encouraging everybody to know him. So he's our first keynote speaker. Let's hear from him, Abu Bakr Hanif.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. First of all, I thank to the organizer of Global Business Summit and the CIP Association, also Business America. You know, successful people create the platform for the others to be successful. Muhammad Mahatabur Rahman Nasir, CIP, Chairman and Managing Director of Al Haramain Perfumes, and Chairman of NRB Bank. He is definitely a successful person. And this summit organized by CIP Association under his leadership. First of all, I thank him. Now, I will be telling my story. I came from Bangladesh with electrical and electronic engineering degree. And when I came here, I thought that next day I will be able to work in the White House. But it did not happen. I started with $5 an hour job. Then I thought that higher education is the only way for me to get a job. So I did my master's in computer science with almost 4.0 GPA. That did not help me getting a job right away. It took me more than 6 months. I finished Oracle DBA certification, Sun Solaris, Java J2E certifications, and after developing my skill, I got a job, which is $75,000 yearly, plus all other benefits with FDIC. I thought that one thing clicked in my mind. How can I bring Bangladeshi people who finish their bachelor and masters are not able to get job in the mainstream? So I opened a skill development training in my basement. People were coming from different states, staying at my house, coming Friday night, staying in my house Saturday, Sunday, and then leaving. And that time, after 6 weeks, that time it was 6 weeks, and then I was able to help the first person. He came all the way from New York He graduated from Queen's College with computer science, was doing in that time is yellow taxi driving, garage. He opened yellow taxi driving. So he stayed with me. After 6 months, he got the opportunity of $100,000, which was $25,000 more than what I was making. Now other people were following me. And this way, more than 300 people I placed in the job. I did not charge anything. And then I opened People and Tech Institute of Information Technology, which is skill development. And so far I placed more than 7,000 people. People graduated from any university in USA, Canada, did their bachelor, masters. They were looking for job, couldn't find job, came to me. After 4 months of training, I was putting them in $100,000 bucket. And that is the opportunity I have created, and I will be talking you more on this. Here is the slide. You can see I will be discussing with global and local outlook, a value proposition, practical approach, and then what's next, and then accomplishment. So you will see, You see Credit Suisse Global Watch. In there are 4 categories. 1.1% of world adults own 45.8. If you please, it will be only another 5-7 minutes. If you look at here, that would be great. If you talk, it will be disrupting. So 1.1% of world adults own 45.8% of global wealth, which is more than $1 million. And then second one, 11.1% of world adults own 39.1% of global wealth, which is more than 100,000 US dollar. And 32.8% of world adults own 13.7% of global wealth, which is more than 10,000. And then most of the amount, you will see 55% of world adults, they are making less than 10,000. They have global wealth, which is 1.3% less than 10,000. So I'm working to put in the second bucket, which is 11.1. Those 7,000 people I placed, we were putting in the second bucket. So, giving your son a skill is better than giving him 1,000 pieces of gold, is a proverb. So, skill is matters. Skill is the key. My previous keynote speaker, Anayatul Haq, Ulkasemi president, he is an entrepreneur. He was hiring people and training them and then helping them to work for him. So it means he is developing the skill for the people. So this is our model. In the university, you will see people will be graduating. By the time they will be graduating, they will be getting only academic knowledge. But in the industry, to work in the industry, they need industry knowledge, job skill, soft skill, experience, and how to communicate in the corporate environment. Obviously, they need to have the confidence so that they can deliver it. And this model we are working on. So, workforce analysis, forecast needs, analysis gap, and then developing strategies and implement it. And definitely, we need to monitor and evaluate it to be successful. So, my model is published in the #1 publisher based on Switzerland all over the world. So it's a dynamic teaching, learning methodology enabling fresh graduates starting career at mid-level. And it is €292, whole book, but my chapter is, I think, €29, something like that. And then, so recently, let me tell you a story why we open a university which is iGlobal University. So people graduate from, by the time they finish their bachelor degree, master degree, they ended up with $70, $80, $100,000 loan on their shoulder. And with that, when they look for entry-level job and do not get job, it leads them to frustration. And second thing, as a CEO of a company or a manager of a company, when you will be hiring entry-level people and you will be training them 6 months, 1 year, and after that, if they leave, then you will not like it. Return on investment is not there. You will think, I'm not a body shop. As a result, you will stop hiring entry-level people. And then number 3 is, in United States of America, every year, 85,000 skilled workers are going to USA with H-1B, employment-based visa category. But citizens and green card holder, bachelor's and master degree holder, they are looking for entry-level job. So then there is a problem. What is that problem? A skill gap. And that skill gap, we are trying to minimize it. So this article is on that. And my university, it formed in 2008. One Harvard graduate, he formed it and is full accredited. Recently, we did the acquisition on it. And this is, iGlobal University is number 1 ranking in MBA program on project management by intelligent.com recently. Okay, all right. So I'm showing you another. Okay. So new market trend shows unemployment rate is growing despite increasing unfilled jobs. As you know that by 2030, 29 million jobs deficit. So how you will be filling up the gap? So skill is matters. And in the Forbes magazine, it says, although millions of jobs have been posted online, companies are not able to recruit and onboard people. So here is 2 slides I will be showing you how I am doing, what I am doing. So it's actually last name I just redacted. And May 2021, more than 40 people got job in just one subject, just only my skill development training. Imagine 4 months of training, bachelor degree, Bachelor of Science from USA, IT experience, no train, before experience, IT experience before training, none. And then look at here, PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, it started with $179,000. Do you believe it? I don't, but that's true. And then look at here, bachelor degree, number 3, bachelor degree, foreign bachelor, IT experience before training, none, 143,000. And then if you see number 7 and 8 and 10, high school graduate, number 7, high school graduate started with 125,000, and number 8, high school graduate started with 110, and then you will see number 10, foreign high school, maybe making $10, $12 an hour. Look at here, 107,000. So that's how we are doing it. So if we can do, within 4 months, if we can make people, non-IT people, in this successful track who are not in the university settings, that is the reason I thought that maybe in the university setting, in parallel with academic setting, if we can put industry experience and skill together, then they don't need to look for entry-level job. They will be starting with mid-level job. And then in 2022, we will be declaring no job, no tuition fee. Means whatever $70,000, $80,000 they will be putting for their bachelor degree will be returning if they do not get job. So this is another slide also. Recently, September 2021, this month, and then you see people started with 128,000, 115,000, 114,000, and number 3 is, and number 2 and number 3 is foreign bachelors. So that is what we were doing. Thank you very much. If you have any question, definitely, our moderator will be facilitate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Hanif Bhai. So I think in Bangladesh, what do we have? A lot of people. Is that right? What are we going to do? Make every single person the most valuable resource in the whole world. And that's our motto. We'll do that. Okay, with that, our next speaker, and she's an amazing person. She's very entrepreneurial. If you don't know her, you would know through this WhatsApp chatter. She actually works so overtime to come here. She was rejected 10 times, and she's still here. So with that, I wanted to introduce Rudmila Naushin. She's the CEO of ConfigureBot, and what she does is she's taking all technologies to completely next level and developing the skills in Bangladesh. I'm going to ask her to come up and talk about it, and we're going to be brief. Don't worry about that, but we'll have a very valuable things that what we are going to be doing for Bangladesh for next 50 years.
Hello. Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you so much for having me and giving me this huge opportunity to introduce my work. I'm Rudmila Naushin. I'm founder and CEO of ConfigureBot and ConfigVR. I actually have 2 startups in Silicon Valley, and we operate in both countries, in California and in Bangladesh. I know we're in time crunch, so I'm not going to take too much time. I'm just going to jump into the slides. Thank you. So automation is the transformative power of the future, and human collaboration with AI and robotics can create wonders. With advances in robotics and artificial intelligence continuing to surprise us, there's probably not a single industry being left untouched by these technologies. So the robotics market, for instance, is growing faster than many of us would have expected. So the numbers, I'll just quickly go over it. The global robotics market was valued at USD 27.73 billion in 2020, and it's expected to reach USD 74.1 billion by 2026, and registering a CAGR of 17.45% during the period between 2021 and 2026, and curbing the COVID-19 involved utilization of various robot technologies, such as cleaning and disinfectant robots. So increased hygienic demands open this new niche for robotics. And as a result, many manufacturers, along with my company ConfigureBot, we have actually registered new disinfection robots in 2020. AI is another sector which is actually booming. AI is developing even faster, and it's grew from 700 billion to in 2017 to 1.2 trillion, and it's actually expected to be 3.2 trillion by 2022. So it just gives you guys an idea how big the market is. So clearly both robotics and AI are powerful markets, and the combination of these 2 technologies can actually change our lives for better. This is just a quick overview of the global robotics market. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but that's the current global overview of the robotics. So the Bangladesh market, which my target is, so for garments, in the last 7 years, Bangladesh garment industry has increased its annual revenue from 19 billion to 34 billion, and which is like a 79% rise. So this makes the country the 2nd largest exporter of garments in the world, with the sector accounting for 80% of Bangladesh's total export earnings. And my focus is industrial automation with customized robots. In the education sector, there's actually international collaboration is required to help educate Bangladesh student population, which is around 29 million, and approximately 20% of the total population. So huge scope for technical training, and for that reason, we have started our own training center in Dhaka. And we have actually an army of talent with the right skills. We can easily compete with the world and take Bangladesh ahead globally. So there's a huge shortage of actually skilled machine learning engineers, software engineers, robotics engineers, electrical engineers, and we would, because the world is heading towards that, we would need more and more people like that. For the agricultural sector, there's like 50% population primary and agricultural. So major crops cultivated include like rice, jute, wheat, tea, pulses, oil seeds, vegetables and fruits, and The numbers you can see, 48.4% is employed in agriculture. So that itself is a huge market. And if we can actually help farmers with like assisted automation and robots, then they can actually fully commercialize their production. So for healthcare, the robotics is huge again. It's assisting surgeries, disinfecting rooms, dispensing medication, keeping company, and believe it or not, these are the tasks medical robots will soon undertake in hospitals, pharmacies, or your doctor's office. And telemedicine is actually a huge market as well. And now exoskeletons can actually give life to people. Immobile people or handicapped people can actually have arms and legs through exoskeletons. And we actually have designed our own remote health center. So we have actually designed our whole remote health center. And if anyone's interested, I have a presentation on that, which we are planning to assemble in Bangladesh and soon work with the healthcare government. So my goals, I'll quickly go over this, I'm almost done. It's to educate the ecosystem about the latest technologies, try to fulfill the shortage of engineers and developers, use the pool of talent we have in our country. I think our population is a huge power for us. So if we use that to build robots and sell it globally, I think we'll do great. And we'll be designing these robots in Silicon Valley in my company that I have in the States. And I plan to manufacture it in Bangladesh. And my plan is to create a global brand, build the robots locally and sell it globally. And my actual plan is to combine the services of both my companies, ConfigureBot and ConfigureVR, to specialize in using augmented reality and virtual reality with robotics, as AR, robotics, and VR can then team up to develop innovative applications for various organizations. And my main goal is to build the bridge between US and Bangladesh, utilizing the talent we have in both countries. So these are the services we're actually providing. And thank you everyone so much. Thanks to the organizers. Thanks Mahdi Bhai, you're wonderful. And thanks Ammu, I love you.
Thank you, Steve. And thanks Rudmila. Now you're gonna hear, I'm gonna be calling people to the stage because we're not using the chairs anymore, as I promised you. We keep promises all the time, and we're gonna keep promise about the time. First, I would like to request to come to the stage our honorable senator from Georgia, Senator Sheikh Rahman. I would also like to come to the stage our keynote speakers, Abu Bakr Hanif and Rudmila Naushin, as well as our distinguished panelists, Preeti Chakraborty, Chairman UMCH and Director FBCCI, Dr. Rubaiyat Sajjad, Founder and Chairman Mulitic Labs and Executive Director of B2B, Laura Chaudhary, attorney, Sidley Austin LLP, Dallas, and Mohammed Jahangir Bhai, he's Chairman and CEO of Project Service Institute of Canada. While they are coming, I wanted to tell you a story about বাংলাতে বলবো আমাদের মুক্তিযুদ্ধ নিয়ে। আমরা মুক্তিযুদ্ধ করছি কিন্তু কয়েকটা জিনিস। সবচেয়ে কম সময়ে পৃথিবীর যেই জাতি স্বাধীন হতে পেরেছে আমরা বাংলাদেশ ইজ দ্য কান্ট্রি 9 মাসে। আচ্ছা আমাদের কি অনেক রিসোর্স ছিল? We didn't have anything. We did not have anything. আমাদের গ্রামের লোকেরা কাজ করছে। সো এটা হলো আমাদের মুক্তিযুদ্ধে। তার মানে 9 মাসে আমাদের কোনো রিসোর্স ছাড়া একটা দেশকে পুরো স্বাধীন করে দিতে পারছি আমরা। এটা পৃথিবীতে ইতিহাস। আরেকটা জিনিস, আমাদের 18 কোটি লোক, তাই না, বাংলাদেশে এই মুহূর্তে আছে 18 কোটি লোক। সো হোয়াট আর উই মোস্ট পাওয়ারফুল অ্যাসেটস উই হ্যাভ? পিপল। ইজ দ্যাট রাইট? দে নিড স্কিলস। আমরা বলতে পারি হোল্ড অন, আমাদের দেশের লোক গরিব আর তারা গ্রামে থাকে, তাদের শিক্ষা দীক্ষা নাই। অ্যাবসলিউটলি নট ট্রু। আমাদের দেশে প্রত্যেকের হাতে এখন মোবাইল ফোন আছে, সবাই এখন ফেসবুক ইউজ করতে পারে। ফেসবুক ইজ এ ভেরি কমপ্লিকেটেড টেকনোলজি। ইনফ্যাক্ট আমেরিকা থেকে আমি যখন গেছিলাম টাকা ট্রান্সফার করার জন্য অটোমেটিকলি দেখছি তারা সব কিছু ডিজিটালি পে করতেছে। সো আওয়ার কান্ট্রি, আওয়ার নেশন is absolutely to be have the right to be the most proud country in the whole world, to become the technologically skilled nation for every individual, all the way to the root level. আমরা বলতে পারি গ্রামের থাকে অশিক্ষিত, that's not true. They are using the technology, they know how to use it. ওই সিম কার্ডে কিভাবে টাকা ভরতে হয় আমি জানি, এখানে পিএইচডি করার লোকজনও যারা আছে আমেরিকাতে তারাও করতে পারে না। হু ডাজ ইট? পান দোকানদার। আমি আমাজন ওয়েব, আমার ইন্ট্রোডাকশন দিই না, আমার নাম মোহাম্মদ মাহাদিউজ্জামান অপু, আমি আমাজন ওয়েব সার্ভিসেস চাকরি করি। আমাজন কাজ শুরু করছে কিভাবে? মুদি দোকান, দ্যাটস হোয়াট উই হ্যাভ ইন এভরি প্লেস। একটা মুদি দোকান, বইয়ের দোকান, শুধু বই বিক্রি করতো। নাও দিস ইজ দ্য ওয়ার্ল্ডস লার্জেস্ট, সিঙ্গেল লার্জেস্ট কোম্পানি উইথ 13 লক্ষ এমপ্লয়ি। Can we do that? Absolutely. And we're going to learn from this moderator. I'll have a fireside chat. I'm going to give everybody 1 minute to talk about, just so you know. I'm spending a lot of time, but I'm going to be asking very directed question. And if you guys have some question, let me know ahead. So, with that, I would like to start with all the way at the back, our Rubaiyat Sadat. I will be starting with Sadat, and Sadat is my younger brother from Government Laboratory School, and he's an amazing person. What does he work with? I'm going to let him talk about it, but we know AI, ML, artificial, what are those things? My question to him, people in Bangladesh, you know, everybody says that tolahin juri, eta pare na, sheta pare na, you know. My question directly to you, can we take those people, make them globally scalable, and contribute to global economy, not only in Bangladesh?
Thank you, Mahdi bhai.
And introduce yourself quickly.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'm Dr. Rubaiyat Islam Sadat. Actually, I'm working in automotive domain. I'm CTO at Volkswagen Labs. I own businesses, of course, in tech. One of my ventures is called Mulitic Labs. And to answer your question, it's the perfect story of Mulitic, actually. I'll be very brief. I'll start with where it all started. So at the time, I was working as the system architect in Tesla for the Tesla BMS, the battery management system. And at the time, we were recruiting people. We were looking for some product designer, and we were really looking into the East European belt, so like Romanian stuff. At the time, my then boss, he was asking, hey, they call me by my first name, they call it Ruby. It's very funny, but like, hey, Ruby, why don't you have someone from Bangladesh? Romania is not that populated country. If you are looking into that domain, that region, why aren't you looking into Bangladesh? You have 160 million people. Can't you not find one or two automotive or specialist designer? That actually clicked in my mind. I just said, why not? And that's actually is the story of Mulitic. And that's exactly what, and to answer your questions, yes, it is possible.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you what the guys are doing. This is a technology which is, well, it was futuristic 5 years ago when Mulitic started, but now the girls and guys from Bangladesh sitting in the office in Bangladesh, they are controlling the V2G, the vehicle to grid operations in Germany that is connected through the cloud, automated, fully automated, and these, whatever is happening there in Germany, these guys, so we were able to train those guys to work really on this. So they have created the platform, the building model. I'm also an innovator, so we did also have it as patented. So it's a patented technology, but these guys and girls, and I feel very proud of it to say that the operations team in Bangladesh is actually led by women. So it is very, very much possible, and that's actually, and the proof is there. If you want to know more proof, please come by, we can have a talk, and to answer to question, not only to Bangladesh, the skillful people, the guys and girls from Bangladesh, they are now globally representing us. They are impacting the global businesses. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sadat. I really appreciate that. So I'm going to go to Laura next. I'm going to skip Jahangir Bhai, and I'm going to ask her to introduce herself. But my question to her is that, যখন আমরা স্কিল শিখি, হ্যাঁ এইটা শিখলাম ওইটা শিখলাম, কিন্তু কথা বলতে পারি না, বা সফট স্কিল নাই, বা ইমোশনালি কানেক্ট হতে পারতেছি না। দিস ইজ ওয়ার সাম গ্যাপস আর। কারণ কেন, আমি যদি গ্রামে থাকি, ওইটা হাউ ডু আই গেট দ্যাট? How do we scale that soft skill? So my question directly to Laura is that how can we get those soft skills that we can make ourselves at a global standard, in fact, exceed the bar that we have?
Thank you, Madhibai, and I'll just give a short introduction. My name is Laura Chowdhury. I'm from Dallas, Texas, USA. I'm an attorney by profession at Sidley Austin LLP, but my work in Bangladesh really consists of creating equal opportunities and access to education by sending children back to school. And so to answer your question and make it relevant to this panel, when I was thinking about this panel and the topic of discussion, building globally scalable skill resources for current and future needs, I really asked myself, what does it mean to be globally scalable? And so I did what any reasonable person would do. I Googled it. And so I have the definition here that I wanted to share with you all. So a system is scalable when it immediately responds to changes in demand. Scalability is the ability of a system to grow to meet expanded, changing levels of demand. So with this definition of scalability in mind, I'm more confident than ever that the power of knowledge and educating from the bottom up is how we really create globally scalable skills and resources for the next generation in our workforce. And I know that I'm talking to a room full of businessmen and women and investors, but let me tell you why this is important for you. This morning I was reading an article that we're no longer in the information age. So in the information age, just having access to information was what was important. But we're now in the experience age. So consumers of your products and services, they're not just buying your product and services. They're coming to your business for the full experience. And so being able to have a workforce that can think critically, respond to changes, adapt, and communicate effectively is what your business needs. And that really starts from the base level education, from a logic-based system, and building and training your workforce to really adapt to the ever-changing needs of society, and the shifting from the information age of just having a product and having a service to creating the full experience for the consumer. So yes, Madhibai, logic-based thinking is very important, and the soft skills are more important in today's society and building businesses more than ever.
And I wanted to ask Jahangir Bhai, and he's going to be talking very short, but you can talk to him later on, how we can truly have large, complex project management skill in Bangladesh, where we're already doing a lot of large, complex projects, but maybe in a skilled way. Okay, Jahangir Bhai, you can introduce yourself quickly, and you got 1 minute.
থ্যাংক ইউ। আমি ওকে ডাক নামে জানি, অপু নেই এই মুহূর্তে আমার কাছে, বাট থ্যাংক ইউ। আই সি লট অফ এনার্জি, লট অফ পজিটিভ ভাইবস অ্যান্ড very interesting presentations. And at this global scale, I see very interesting terminology, scalability, then sellability, then transferability, and various aspects of knowledge transfer methodology and approaches. Great. The subject is very close to my heart. Don't know, I have a lot of emotions here, but I don't know whether I'll be able to get enough time. What I would like to say, Japan has a population of 12.5 crores, that is 125 million people. That means how much? 250 million hands. They produce a GDP of 5.8 trillion, the third largest economy of the world. And Bangladesh has 170 million and 340 million hands. It produces 323 billion.
Billion.
Stark difference. Why?
মাইকটা উপরে উঠান।
Why? Why so much of a difference? About 1 million people work in Dubai, earns $400 a month. And I just saw very good statistics. Mr. Hanif showed. I'm very encouraged. I was projecting the trend line with about $6,000 or $4,000 per skilled, scalable and transferable skills produce a massive institute in Bangladesh, which I had been so far discouraged. But I see, you see, these are the evidences. It's like Anglo-Saxon way of proving a hypothesis. Can we beat Japan? If I propose a hypothesis here, can we economically beat Japan? I stand with all this support of this hypothesis if I take, and I take the evidences, take the facts and figures, I am sure we can beat Japan. Okay? We will beat Japan. And what we need? A massive engine of developing a mechanism to support not only the country 2041 vision, to transfer the economy as a $3.1 trillion GDP country in 7 major sectors. I just say 7 major sectors. We have to give employment of 50 million young people. We are not going to get all these people in IT. IT is a major high value added generation. And I proposed an institute last 6 years. I've been proposing, crying and everything, nothing. At least 20,000. I know you are showing me, but this is very important. I'm sorry, I have to push you down because it is very important. The riverine sector, 540 rivers. 540 rivers can employ 3 to 4 million direct workers, quite a value added, and can generate more than $300 to $400 billion. We have IT. I saw my friend and I presented. Wow, tremendous opportunity. We can take global $1 trillion market share. Let's take $100 billion market share. The universities or the institute, I don't talk about university, better institute, a massive engine. The sectors I have listed, I can see employability of, I'm talking macro. This is important. This is an economic existence of the society. Generation, ecosystem. We'll be talking about investment in our future generation. We cannot live in a polluted city of Dhaka. We have to transform this polluted city into the most fairmost city of the world. This Dubai, what it was. I have every year's development picture and motion from 1971 to 2021, how 50 years this Dubai has been transferred. I was an advisor to Saudi government, and I did that intentionally to show how Dubai has done, why not Riyadh can do, and why not Dhaka can do. The point is, it's a macro level understanding. You want to finish me?
Yep.
I just want to say that tremendous opportunity, knowledge and knowledge and knowledge that can transfer, nothing else, and we have to act. I'd like to connect with all of you, and please support me. I am a proposer, and unfortunately, Dr. JRC is dead. I am always talking to Alamgir, proposing a university in private sector. This is the job of the private sector, not the government sector. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks. So with that, I'm going to go to Preeti Chakraborty. I did not introduce her properly because I'm going to expect her to introduce. And she's a director from FBCCI. And I will actually want to hear from her. She's there in the ground level. আমরা তো বিদেশে থাকি, বিদেশ থেকে আমাদের একটা perception আছে. What does she think? How can we globally scale all these amazing resources?
Good afternoon. সমগ্র বাংলাদেশ পৃথিবীর সমগ্র জায়গাগুলো থেকে যে এন্টারপ্রিনারদেরকে যিনি একসাথে করেছেন তাদের সবাইকে দেখে আমার বাংলায় বলার লোভ সামলাতে পারছি না। আর যিনি এই কাজটি করেছেন তিনি রিয়েলি নট অনলি বিজনেসম্যান, হি ইজ রিয়েল অ্যান এন্টারপ্রিনার, মিস্টার মাহাতুবুর রহমান। আমার ধারণা আমাদের তার জন্য একটি জোরে করতালি হওয়া উচিত। তিনি এবং তার টিম পৃথিবীর এতগুলো দেশ থেকে এতজন এন্টারপ্রিনার একসঙ্গে করেছেন যাদের সমগ্র আইডিয়াতে বাংলাদেশ নেক্সট লেভেলে উন্নীত হতে পারে বলে আমি বিশ্বাস করি। আমার যদিও সেক্টর হচ্ছে হেলথ কেয়ার, এবং হেলথ কেয়ারের মেডিকেল এডুকেশনে যে বিপ্লব ঘটে গেছে গত 10টি বছরে, লাস্ট 1 ডিকেইডে, সেটি বলার সুযোগ করে দেওয়ার জন্য আমার ভাই বন্ধু শ্যামল দত্তকে অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ। ইনফ্যাক্ট আমাদের বাংলাদেশ থেকে প্রতি বছর অ্যারাউন্ড $5 বিলিয়ন চলে যায়, ফ্লো আউট হয় শুধু ফরেন কারেন্সি। কেন? শুধুমাত্র আমাদের বাংলাদেশের এই হেলথ কেয়ারে আমাদের প্রপার কনফিডেন্স ডেভেলপ করতে না পারার জন্য। অথচ গত 18টি মাসে আপনারা দেখেছেন পৃথিবীর অনেক উন্নত দেশের তুলনায় আমাদের মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রীর দিক নির্দেশনায় আমাদের হেলথ কেয়ার বেসরকারি খাত কি চমৎকারভাবে সরকারি খাতের সঙ্গে হাতে হাত মিলিয়ে সে ম্যানেজমেন্টটি করেছে, এবং পৃথিবীর অনেক উন্নত দেশের তুলনায় আমরা অনেক বেশি পরিমাণে ভালো ম্যানেজমেন্ট করেছি আমাদের বাংলাদেশের কোভিড আক্রান্ত পেশেন্টদেরকে। যেহেতু আমি মেডিকেল কলেজ, হাসপাতাল, ট্রেনিং ইনস্টিটিউট, রিসার্চ সেন্টার সব কিছু নিয়ে কাজ করি, ফলে স্কিল ডেভেলপমেন্ট আমার একটা অংশ। এফবিসিসিআই এজ এ অ্যাপেক্স বডি আমরা এবছর বেশ কয়েকটি বিষয় নিয়ে খুব জোরে সোরে কাজ শুরু করেছি। তার মধ্যে স্কিল ডেভেলপমেন্ট ইজ ওয়ান অফ দেম, অ্যান্ড ইটস মোস্ট ইম্পর্ট্যান্ট বিকজ আমাদের সম্পদেই হচ্ছে মানুষ, মানব সম্পদ। আমাদের এই সম্পদ আমাদের র মেটেরিয়ালস, যা অনেক দেশের নেই, এবং আমাদের বাংলাদেশিরা পৃথিবীর যেখানে যে আছেন সেখানে সে অসম্ভব ভালো কাজ করছেন। তার ব্যুৎপত্তি, তার ইনোভেশন দিয়ে পৃথিবীর অনেকের নজর কেড়েছেন। তো হোয়াই নট ইন বাংলাদেশ? আমাদের দেশের যে সমস্ত লোক আমরা বাইরে এক্সপোর্ট করি তাদেরকে যদি আমরা ডেভেলপ করে, স্কিল ডেভেলপ করে পাঠাতে পারি, তা হবে পৃথিবীর অন্য দেশ আমাদের চেয়ে 1/3 পাঠিয়েও তার চেয়ে বেশি ফরেন কারেন্সি ইনকাম করছেন, আর আমরা সেই জায়গাটিতে কাজ করছি। আমাদের সরকার এনএসডি নামে ন্যাশনাল স্কিল ডেভেলপমেন্ট অথরিটি সম্প্রতি তৈরি করেছেন, এবং সেখানে একজন সেক্রেটারি কাজ করছেন, এবং আমরা দেখছি যে তিনি আন্তরিকভাবে যে সমস্ত সেক্টরগুলি নিয়ে কাজ করছেন সেগুলি হচ্ছে হেলথ সেক্টর, সেগুলো হচ্ছে লেদার, আইসিটি এবং লাইট ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং। তো আমরা এই জায়গাগুলিতে কাজ করছি ফেডারেশন থেকে। আমরা আশা করছি বাংলাদেশে এই স্কিল ডেভেলপমেন্টের মাধ্যমে একটি বৈপ্লবিক পরিবর্তন আসবে, যার মাধ্যমে আমাদের ফরেন কারেন্সি আর্ন হবে। আজকের যে 20 বিলিয়ন আছে সেখান থেকে আমরা উঠে যাব $15 বিলিয়ন। শুধু আরএমজির উপর নির্ভর না করে, আমরা আরএমজি আমাদের ওয়ান অফ দ্য লার্জেস্ট সেক্টর, কিন্তু একটি সেক্টরে আমরা নির্ভর করব না, আমরা আরও অনেক সেক্টর নিয়ে কাজ করতে চাই। আপনারা যেখানে যে আছেন সেখান থেকে আসুন। আমরা জানি আমরা যারা বাংলাদেশে আছি তার চেয়ে আপনারা অনেক বেশি ভালোবাসেন বাংলাদেশকে। আসুন আমরা সবাই মিলে যার যা জ্ঞান আছে সেটিকে শেয়ার করে বাংলাদেশকে আমরা অন্য উচ্চতায় নিয়ে যাই। ধন্যবাদ আপনাদের সবাইকে আমাকে শোনার জন্য।
ধন্যবাদ।
আমি জাস্ট 10 সেকেন্ড একটা জিনিস বলতে চাই, এটি হচ্ছে সুযোগ এনআরবিদের কাছে আমার বলার জন্য। বাংলাদেশে পিপিপির আওতায় সমাজ কল্যাণ মন্ত্রণালয়ের সঙ্গে আমার একটি প্রজেক্ট হচ্ছে সিলেটে সিনিয়র সিটিজেনদের জন্য ওয়েলবিং সেন্টার, যেটা বাংলাদেশে প্রথম সরকারি উদ্যোগে এবং বেসরকারি খাত ইউনিভার্সাল মেডিকেল কলেজ হাসপাতালের উদ্যোগে পিপিপির আওতায় একটি 5 স্টার লেভেলের সিনিয়র সিটিজেন ওয়েলবিং সেন্টার তৈরি হচ্ছে। আমি জানি আপনাদের কাছে এরকম একটি বিষয় খুব জরুরিভাবে জানা দরকার, কিন্তু আজ এটি বলার সময় নয়। শুধু এটুকু বললাম, আপনাদের সবার সঙ্গে আমার নিশ্চয়ই এই বিষয়টি নিয়ে কথা হবে থ্রু ইমেইল অ্যান্ড ওয়েবসাইট। ধন্যবাদ সবাইকে।
That is a really good and amazing. So with that, our honorable state senator from Georgia.
Thank you. I'll say, yes, we can.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Of course.
Tell you what, I'm going to tell you a little story that I heard in mid-'80s from Warren Buffett. I was fortunate enough to listen to him in late '80s. He said at the university at that particular time that if providing the opportunity of a young children, what we provide in this country, he was talking about the United States, if you provide the same opportunity in a country like Bangladesh, I want you to listen, this is from Warren Buffett, not from Sheikh Rahman. Same opportunity, if you provide, you will not going to see any difference when they grow up in their ability to do anything. So he was right then, he was right now. That's why I say we can. Last night when we are talking about the cruise traveling, somebody mentioned about that Bangladesh was described one time in a bottomless basket, whatever it is. Those are the political reasons. We are not the same Bangladesh that I came from. This is not the Bangladesh you came from. Think about yourself. You all are leaders from all individual fields that you all came from. You all are the leader. I'm going to tell you another story. How many of you know in late '80s, the second most, the largest engineering company is owned by Bangladeshis for a guy from Kumilla. I can't remember his name. He's the one, you know about the Boston Tunnel, right? The guy who built the Boston Tunnel, the engineering company was a Bangladeshi guy. And you know what? He was a diploma engineer from Bangladesh. And he had over 150 US engineers who were working for him. For Bangladeshi guy, he had a diploma engineering. So if that guy can do it, we can do it. We can all do it. So don't underestimate the power we have. Only power we don't have is our political power. I'll be honest. That's the power we don't have. We have the brain, we have the talent. I cannot do it, you cannot do it, but all of us combined, the power we have, we can do anything we want to do in Bangladesh. Anything. It's nothing impossible. If people like me can do it, I want to every Bangladeshi, if anybody, young children, if your children are listening to me, if I can do it, they can do it. Their futures are bright. I might be old, but people like her, look at it. They are the future. These are the women of Bangladesh, our children. They're going to take our country to the next level. We just have to show them the right path. We just have to give them the opportunity. We have to stand up. We cannot lead from the side. We have to lead from the front. We have to say, I'm here at the front. You don't get out on our way. We can lead. Trust me, we can lead. We have to lead from the bottom of our heart. And we have to lead from our passions. And we have to lead from our brain. If India can do it, China can do it, all the Asian other countries do it, we can do it too. We can do it too. And the example, the proofs, the living proofs are all the folks who are here. All the folks are here. Would not be possible. Also, I thank Mata Bai for inviting us, getting us together. I wish I could get to know most of you all. If I can be any help, please reach out to me. Please reach out to me. Some people say, you said all this stuff yesterday. They say, no. I love my Bangladesh. I love my country. I'm proud of Bangladeshi. I'm proud being Bangladeshi, proud being Muslim. When I campaign, I'm going to tell you a story. People say, because in the United States, my Sheikh Rahman, people say, you're a terrorist, this and that. You know what? I had a big poster. Everywhere I went, a big sign. I want people to look at me, who I am. Don't tell me, don't describe by my name. When I ran election, I beat 16 years incumbent, white guy. I got 2-1, 68% of the vote. Second time I got elected, uncontested, not Republican, not Democrat. Nobody ran against me. And I told him, you run, I'm going to crush you. I'm going to crush you. If I run again, I'm going to run again. Next time, I'm not going to run. I'm going to run to win. So that's the attitude you got to have it. As a Bangladeshi, you got the winning attitude. You got to say we can do it. Together, we're stronger. That might sound political, but together, we're stronger. Leave Bangladeshi politics out. When you're outside the Bangladesh, think as a Bangladeshi, think globally, and we can make it. We can make anything possible. I'm sorry, I know you're all hungry. You'll probably want to, I can speak all day long, never gonna stop, but I just want you to listen to that. Listen to that. I got a degree in economics. I'm gonna tell you another story. The reason I like to tell a story, because this is a real fact. That's how I learned. I took a course at University of Georgia under Dr. Hillenberg. Dr. Hillenberg used to be Assistant Secretary of State. The course I took, the politics of international economic relation. He was an expert. It took me several times to get into his class. The reason I say on the Second World War, he was a foreign service officer. He was in Burma at that particular time. He was a U.S. ambassador to Germany, and later he became Assistant Secretary of State. He's one of the founders of the World Bank. So he used to tell us the story. He used to tell us the story what happened in Kremlin, how, so you learn from the real story. So we have, that's the reason I told you the story for Warren Buffett. That's a real story. We can do it. Thank you, my friend, giving me an opportunity to talk to you all. Wish you all good luck, safe travel. If I can be any help, please let me know. I'll do whatever I can do to help Bangladesh. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, our state senator. I appreciate that.
Yeah, just 1 minute. Even though we live in USA, but still we think about Bangladesh. There are a couple of examples I would say. Aziz Ahmed Bhai is in front of us. He built the Coda Trust. He doesn't need to go to Bangladesh, actually, it's not for money. But the way he developed a skill development center, thousands of people are learning from there and then, getting benefit out of it. I went to Bangladesh in 2014. Now more than 6,000 people are working from Bangladesh to all over the world. And like Jaman Bhai, Mehdi Jaman Bhai, he is working in AWS in a very, very prestigious position. But even though I have seen that he is spending all of his time, like day and night, to Bangladesh, grooming them, it's like non-profit way. There is no monetary relationship in there. So this is the contributor we are looking for to help in Bangladesh. Pharmacash founder and chairman is in here. Last 12 to 15 years, he developed a software and which is, mobile software. Now this is the first Bangladeshi company in NASDAQ, Wall Street in USA. We are proud of it. And we thank all of you. And please, do not alienate yourself. Try to share all those information and technology to Bangladesh. In that way, Bangladesh will be benefited. Thank you very much.
Thank you. অবশ্যই বাংলাদেশে এনআরবিদের অনেক কন্ট্রিবিউশন আছে. We're going to learn a lot later on. I want to thank Mahatab Bhai for inviting us here. I want to thank NRB CIP Association. I want to thank all these amazing attendees. You guys, I don't know, লাঞ্চের আগে দিয়ে এতক্ষণ সবাই বসে থাকবেন, মানে ধৈর্যেরও একটা পরীক্ষা দিয়ে দিয়েছেন. Thank you very much for being here. And with that, I really wanted to thank my keynote speakers and the panelists for giving an amazing and valuable things that we do for Bangladesh. And again, Joy Bangla, we are gonna be making victory once again globally and a scalable way with our people, with our skills and with our resources. Thank you very much for listening to us.
Global Business Television. Connect your business to the world.